but I'm tired of just making ends meet. See, I want to be blessed. I don't want to be blessed. I want to be blessed to be a blessing. You see, I want to live my life in the overflow. I want to have more than enough. Check this out. Well, it's time for me to start to elevate. Been down too long, time to graduate. Mount up my wings like an eagle, you see. Turn all my dreams to reality. Ain't nothing on this earth gonna hold me back from my heart desires. He promised that if I have faith, if I believe, faith the size of a mustard seed. I want to be blessed, to be a blessing. Prosperous life, no more stressing. That won't know me from the moon to the sun. He'll keep blessing me in every session. I got to do something with this life he give. His plan for me, that's what I wanna live. As long as I got God on my side, the hater just gonna have to let me fly. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Oh, yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? See, we got to speak that thing into existence. Because it don't happen. You gotta believe it. In your heart, and in your mind, and in your soul. So you gotta repeat this after me. See what you said, so you can say what you heard. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. Come on, you repeat after me. Come on, say. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. I wanna be living. I got to be living. And I'm gonna live. Come on, speak this thing into existence. Let's go. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. Wanna be living. Oh, there y'all got it. Your blessings is on the way. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. I want heaven in the overflow. Right here on earth. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Overflow. In the overflow. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Blessed when I come. Don't you wanna live? Blessed when I go. Living. Overflow. In the overflow. In the overflow.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, y'all? Let me move this out the way right here. What's going on out there, y'all? What is going on out there in Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, all over the place, land, man? What's going on, y'all? How are y'all doing? This is your boy R to the L in the building, man. What's going on with y'all out there? We got a lot to chop up today, man. We got a lot to chop up today. We're going to chop up a couple of things today. What we got? We got my boy Ja Morant. We got my boy Ja Morant in the news again, man. In case y'all didn't know, my boy Ja Morant, NBA superstar for the Memphis Grizzlies, is back in the news again for what? For holding a gun. Okay, that's what it's in the news for. He's in the news for holding a gun, y'all. Whoopie-doo, he held a gun in his hand. What's up with that, y'all? What's going on? But listen, we got another story. We got a story about this subway chokeout. Another chokeout murder, man, in plain daylight, man, in plain sight in front of a lot of people, man. And unfortunately, a lot of conservatives are stepping up, taking up for this guy, man, who choked the man out on the subway. And also, man, I'm gonna tell y'all why I probably won't be voting in the national election again. In the past, I've been an advocate for voting. You know what I'm saying? But what happens when voting don't work for you anymore? Black people. What happens? What happens when that happens? I guess you could say that. You know what I'm saying? But how are you all doing, man? I want y'all to please help me get this message out. Y'all please share this live with your friends and your neighbors, your mama, your cousin too, all of them. I want everybody to tune in today. Y'all want to come on live? Look in the comment section and you will see the link to come on live. I would love to have some of you guys come on live and chop it up with your boy, man. Yeah, I would love to have y'all come on live and chop it up with me. I would love to hear y'all thoughts on some of these issues that we would be chopping up. One of them would be Ja Morant in the news again, NBA superstar for the Memphis Grizzlies. A lot of people going in on Ja Morant, man. A lot of people going in on Ja Morant. But is Ja Morant wrong? Or is the rules wrong? You know what I'm saying? Are we at a place where we can't do nothing if we work for master? You know what I'm saying? Just because we work for master, that means we can't live our lives. We can't display. We can't exercise our amendment rights that we afforded. And one of those rights is to be a gun owner. And we also gonna talk about the guy who choked out another chokeout murder. You know what I'm saying? In plain sight, in plain daylight. And y'all would be surprised that the guy who killed the guy, who was that killed the black guy, he had mental issues. You know what I'm saying? But he choked him out on the train in mid daylight while people watched another black man die. And people are actually giving this guy millions of dollars in his defense fund. You know what I'm saying? And also, I want to tell y'all why I probably won't be voting in the national election. But let's talk about Ja Morant first. A couple of months ago, he showed a gun. He just showed a gun. He got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Whoopie-doo. You got a gun. Whoopie-doo. He has a gun. But unfortunately, in the eyes of some people, showing a gun is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say he's a role model. He should know better. But he's also a citizen. He also is a citizen of the United States of America with the right to own a gun. There's nowhere in the Constitution that it says you can own a gun, but you can't flash it. And I like to play devil advocate sometimes. And I sometimes wonder why we just willy-nilly just give in to what people say you can do just because you're on the contract. You know what I'm saying? And there have been many public officials. You got governors. You got even the President Trump. You know, he held a gun up. Nobody, but in the eyes, when a white man, it's funny how when a white man holds up a gun, people don't see nothing wrong with it. But when black men hold up guns, when black men brandish guns, they either come off as a gangster or a terrorist. As in the when a young black man holds up a gun, people automatically think he's a gangster. What is he doing with a gun? He has a Second Amendment right, just like you and I. Just like every white man out there got a Second Amendment right. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They automatically just go in on him. He's stupid. He's a fool. I mean, y'all got to do all that? Is it got to be all that because a man has a Second Amendment right and he's showing off his gun? I mean, what y'all act like y'all never seen somebody show a gun, and I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, if y'all want to come on live, look in the chat section. Let me put this link up here if y'all want to come on live, because I would love to hear y'all opinion on it. I've been going at it with dudes all week about this, man, and I get it. I get what y'all saying. I get it. He's losing money. But it's his money. It's his money. It's not our money he's losing. And if Ja Morant want to get out there and show a gun and lose millions of dollars, that's his business. How's that going to hurt us or help us? But what we should be focused on is, why can't he show off his gun like all the other white men do? White men do it, and they get praised for being patriots, responsible gun owners. But soon as a black man, like in the case of the Black Panthers, they had guns, they were seen as terrorists because they exercised their Second Amendment rights. And we as black people, we have kind of like have adopted this mob, master say don't do this mentality. Instead of trying to make it right, we ride along with them, like, you know, they right. And most of these owners of these teams, they love gun rights. They teaching their kids how to shoot guns at an early age. So why are people talking about the kids are watching the kids? You think these kids, white folks teach their kids how to use guns? You know what I'm saying? But when a white man hold up a gun, he's a patriot. When a black man hold up a gun, he's a terrorist or a thug. And everybody said, so like I said, I don't see nothing wrong with what he did. But to himself, he losing a lot of money because master said you can't hold up your gun. You got a right to have one, but master said you can't show nobody you got one. And I don't understand what's the difference in you having a gun and you showing it. You know what I'm saying? And black people are up in arms over this. And I'm seeing dudes in the sports group go crazy. They going in on Ja Morant. Let me play a quick video of what I'm talking about. How people, and a lot of y'all got your own opinion about it. I know a lot of y'all don't feel this way like I feel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't feel like I feel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel like he's the worst person in the world too. But I don't see nothing wrong with a man holding up a gun if he has a gun. He bought it. The Constitution say you have a right to have it. Why are y'all so mad because he holding up a gun? It's just a gun. It's a gun. The Second Amendment right say he has a right to have it. Is this illegal? If he legally is owning a gun, what's wrong with him showing it? Let me show some comments. Let me show this. This is what most black folks have been. We have been conditioned. White folks have conditioned us that when we have a gun, we have bad intentions. But when they have guns, they're responsible. And we have adopted this notion from white people. White people told us we should hate this. White people told us Ja Morant should be wrong for what he's doing. So they can control him and tell him what he can do on his free time. Because that is not in his conduct. That is not in the NBA conduct policy. Only thing in it, let me show y'all what's in the NBA conduct policy. Because a lot of people don't know what's in the NBA conduct policy. Let me show y'all. The conduct policy is. Let me show y'all what's in it. Let me show y'all the conduct policy. This is the conduct policy. This is the conduct policy right here. Players are banned from possessing firearms or similar deadly weapons when present at the team or NBA facility or traveling on NBA-related businesses, such as road trips and, of course, flights. That is the policy. That is the NBA conduct policy for weapons. Ja Morant is on. Their season is over with. where he's at has nothing to do with the team. He has every right to have a gun. He has every right to show his gun. But the master's mentality that they have instilled in us told us we should think he shouldn't. So we look at him as a bad human. But the policy is wrong. We need to be trying to get the policy straight. But we are dogging this young man out because Master said he can't show his gun. Let me get BT in it. BT, what's going on with you, bro?
What's good? What's good? How you feeling?
Yeah, man, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm just being me. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate with this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people don't feel like I feel, man, but we got to, but I think we have adopted the master's mentality and everybody going in on Ja. You know what I'm saying? But like I said again, what did he do wrong?
All right,
Tell
man.
me what he did wrong. Man, I just showed you the conduct. I just showed you the policy for the gun.
I hear you there, but man, you going against your own philosophy, with your stance on this. I remember you saying, like we had a conversation about white people using the N-word, and you said, "Hey man, women call it." He said, "You know, people were saying that black folks call themselves the N-word, so white folks should be able to use it too." And you said, and then you personally said, "Hey man, women call each other bitches, but do you think you can call a woman a bitch? No, you can't get away with that." And it's the same thing with Ja Morant. Just because white folks do things doesn't mean that we can get away with doing it. I mean, you've seen the hashtag driving while black, boating while black, barbecuing while black, stuff like that. Like all this type of stuff, man. All these different things that white folks get away with. We see Karens all the time yell and go off and swing at police officers and nothing happened to them. But let that happen to us, we get shot. You know what I'm saying? We see white women and white men talk crazy to police. But would you advise your children to talk crazy to police? No, because you know what's gonna happen. Ja Morant, same thing. I mean, hey, is there a black and white rule not to brandish your gun on live? There's not a rule in the NBA about having a sex with women on NBA Live or showing up at the strip club, and making it rain on live. But you know what? Guess what? But guess what's gonna happen? But guess what's gonna happen if it happens?
That's probably against the law having sex on live, man. That's probably against the law right there now.
I'm telling you, man. But I mean, there's no rule. There's no rule in the NBA code of conduct on it. So, is it all right for him to do that? No, man. It's foolishness, man, and it's deeper than that, man. It's the state of our community today. We know the hip hop community is brandished with negatively when it comes to guns, right? And you sitting there rocking out to hip hop and showing your gun, it's not a good look. There's no way you can slice it. I mean, I don't want to hear about how politicians take Christmas photos with AR-15s. They make the rules. They make the rules. We don't. So we got to follow the rules.
But BT,
and you say we following Master's rule, we got to until we come up with our own league.
Well, BT, send me the rule where it say he can't show his gun.
Man, there isn't one, bro.
Where is the rule? I just showed you the NBA conduct policy.
You know what? You know what? If Ja Morant wants to play basketball and show his gun off on live, he need to go play in the Big Three with Ice Cube. Real talk. He need to go play in a league that allows that stuff. They're not going to allow it in the NBA. When he signed his contract, he signed off that he was not going to he's not going to do behavior like this. When he got suspended,
he did not.
Yes, when he got suspended less than 2 months ago, he sat there. Hey, listen to me. Hold on. He looked Adam Silver in the eye and say he's not gonna do no foolishness like this again on live, specifically. And then look, less than 2 months later, he doing it again.
Once again, there is the NBA policy on weapons. Players are banned from possessing firearms or similar deadly weapons when present at team or NBA facilities or traveling on NBA-related businesses, such as road trips and, of course, flight. He was not on an NBA flight. He was not in an NBA facility. We just adopted this. We just gone by what Massa said wrong. We said wrong. So let me ask you something. Was what Kaepernick did against rude policies?
No.
Was that so? Why did he lose his job then? Because Massa made the rules as he go.
He didn't lose his job. His contract ended, and he never got suspended. So he never. So it wasn't an issue. Now, do you know who my coach is for the Rockets?
I know who he is.
Emi Udoka, right? Why he get fired from Boston?
Because he was married though, wasn't he?
No, he's not married. Regardless if he's married or not, but that rule, it's not in the code of conduct for the coaches that he couldn't do that. But he still got fired.
But he messed around with somebody in the organization. That's different. He was messing around with a woman in the organization.
Anytime you make
now, if the rule is written out plain and simple, then yeah, he should be doing it. But this rule is written out plain and simple where he can and where he can't possess a gun.
All right, I guarantee you
break the rule.
But Rob, I guarantee you there's a rule in the code of conduct that says that you cannot misrepresent the brand of the NBA by doing anything that defames the name or embarrasses the NBA, and that's what that falls up under. You're looking at Ja holding a gun as the thing, and the problem is not that. The problem is that he's giving the NBA a bad image. That's what he's being suspended for.
But why? Listen, Brett. I totally get where you're coming from. But why is him holding a gun giving the NBA a bad name? It's a gun. He has a right to. This is a constitutional right he has.
Because
the Constitution is wrong then.
No, because in the eyes of the investors, because of the eyes of the investors of the NBA and the owners, it makes him look thuggish. That's why.
Thank you. And that's what I was trying to get to. Because the image they think he looks with it. Because he's a black man with a gun. But a white man with a gun, he's cool. And let me prove that to you. When a white man have a gun, how everybody loves it. Everybody loves a white man with a gun. Let me show you this right here. Let me show you this. And this got him kudos. This got him kudos.
I'm Brian Kemp. This is Jake, young man interested in one of my daughters.
Yes, sir.
Jake asked why I was running for governor. I said, 1,
cap government spending.
2,
take a chainsaw to regulations.
3,
make Georgia #1 for small business.
And 2 things if you're going to date one of my daughters.
Respect.
And
a healthy appreciation for the Second Amendment, sir.
We're going to get along just fine.
Right.
And that got him the job. But you know why? Because he's a white man. He's seen as responsible as a patriot with his gun. But automatically they make us because but when we want to exercise our Second Amendment right, they automatically revert us to looking like thugs and terrorists. You know what I'm saying? And we fall right in line with them. And we don't say, well, we don't question them. We question Ja for exercising his Second Amendment right. You know what I'm saying? And I just showed you there's nowhere in the conduct policy that saying he couldn't do what he did.
There's let me say this real quick. The only flaw inside that argument and what you showed is that number 1, John Kemp doesn't work for the NBA. That's number 1.
He works for us.
The NBA is its own entity. They set the rules. Ja Morant signs the contract.
I get it.
And that's the end of it.
I get
so what are you arguing?
So why isn't nobody going after the NBA? Why everybody going after Ja Morant for
All right,
exercising his Second Amendment? Why are we saying we gonna boycott y'all then?
Okay, let me tell you why.
Because we got a slave mentality, in my opinion.
Okay,
You tell me
if
why.
you say
You
so.
tell me your opinion.
Okay, let me. My opinion is this: is that number one, there are people out there, right, who will die to be in the position that he's in. Number one, and he's messing it up by after he's gotten the chance once. The thing up there in was it Dallas, but he did that. Then he got caught again with it.
Was it in Dallas?
He lost.
Or
I think it was Minnesota, Milwaukee, one of those.
Was it Colorado?
It was somewhere.
I think it was in Dallas.
Yeah,
Denver.
it was in one of those. I can't remember which one it is.
I think Denver.
Okay, he got a chance. Now I believe, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong. Now because of this, I think he lost about 39 million because of this. That's just got to be one of the most dumbest things that, and the reason why he's doing it because he's on Instagram Live doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life.
Now, can I interject?
Let me just say that I agree with you, but he has a right to do it.
All right,
He does have the right to do it. It's just cost him 39 million.
All right. Here's another thing. All right. Here's another thing, Rob. This is another thing that you're forgetting. You're making it seem like this is his first incident. This is his fourth, right? This is his fourth incident. Okay, he had two people outside of where he allegedly brandished a gun and pulled a gun on playing basketball on the court with a high school kid, for one thing. And another one, and the other incident was in the Denver nightclub, which he definitely violated NBA policy because he was on an NBA road trip when he had the gun. Now, you could say, what if he's on some sort of parole or probation with the NBA? And then if you do anything in the public with a gun that's not self-defense and not protecting you or somebody else, you're going to be suspended. And possibly Ja violated that. And that's what you're not figuring out.
They say he violated, they say what he did was detrimental to the team.
There you go.
It is.
And I showed you the policy. I showed you their policy. So he did not break the policy.
And here's another thing. Right? Here's another thing. The NBA did not. The NBA didn't suspend him. The Grizzlies suspended him.
So why the NBA stepping in and say y'all can't do that? And why nobody checking?
Because they agree.
Why nobody checking them? Why nobody checking them on?
They agree.
They going to
They agree.
They agree. Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Did you read the policy I get posted? Did you read what I posted? Huh?
Let me ask you something. Do you think that is? Let me ask you something. Slabbit. Do you think it's okay for a young black man who's in the position that Ja Morant's in to do that? You think that's okay?
Would I do it? No, I wouldn't do it. But here's the thing.
What I asked you was, do you think that it's okay? That's what I asked you.
Yeah, if he did, it's okay. If he thinks it's okay in his life, if he thinks
I
it's
asked
okay,
you, did you think that it's okay? That's what I asked. I ain't asked. Don't go around the question. Do you think it's okay?
It's not a point of me thinking it's okay. Is it going against his rights? Is it within the rights that he got to do that? That's what it's all about. It's a lot of stuff I think a lot of people shouldn't do. But if they have a right to do it, where am I? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it should be people drinking alcohol in public, but people do it.
Okay, let me ask you this: is it a right for him? Was it a right for him to violate the NBA policy of him bringing the gun over there to Denver or Dallas, wherever it was at? Was that okay? Was that okay?
No, that wasn't okay.
Okay, so you're saying that it's okay
because he wasn't outside of the NBA guideline.
So
do you really believe
he wasn't outside the NBA? Do you really believe that after that happened, there wasn't clauses in his contract saying if you do this, you do that, this is what's going to happen? You don't think that was in his contract?
No.
I think if it wasn't in his contract, they wouldn't have suspended him, Stratford.
Well, Neil, well, like I told Brett, kneeling went against the policy for Kaepernick, but he never got a job again in the NFL. Posting a video about Jews wasn't in the policy for Kyrie, but he had to go through hoops to get back on the court. You know what I'm saying? So they are making the rules as they go, and we just thinking because they making the rule.
What is the number one
rule
what
that
is
we
the
have
number
to go
one
by?
thing? What is the number one killer of our people right now? It ain't posting the videos about Jews.
What they got to do with what he did?
Listen to what I'm saying.
What's the number one killer in America?
Guns.
So why was it okay for the governor to use a gun in a
The governor doesn't work for the NBA.
It don't matter. It
does matter. You know why?
When you
You know why it
exercise your
matters? You know why it
constitutional
matters?
right.
You know why it matters? Because guess what? I can use your same logic with the governor. He has the right to sit down in his own house with his own weapon and do what he want to do. This dude is attached to the NBA. He doesn't own the NBA. The governor owns his house. There's a difference, man. I'm telling you, there's a difference.
So you say he a slave, really?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
That's
He has a slave. He does have
That's basically what y'all saying.
He's very immature since he keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's just plain immature.
And that's all he did. He was just
Okay,
being immature.
so how do you fix immaturity? How do you fix immaturity, Stafford?
But what law did he break?
How do you fix immaturity, Stafford?
What law did he break?
He didn't break a constitutional law. He broke the contract with the NBA.
But I just showed the conduct policy for weapons. He did not break it.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing at my job. There is absolutely nothing in my contract, in my job description, or anything about me. If I was to go ahead and whoop some woman's ass, my wife's ass, whatever. But if I get arrested for it, and I go to jail and I get convicted of it, guess what my job is going to do?
They're going to fire you.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be in jail. That's why. Because you're going to miss days.
I can get out the same day. I can be off. I can do it when I'm off.
They ain't going to fire you because you did that. They're going to fire you because you missing days.
Yes, they do. They do that. I know because I hire and fire people. So I know it happens.
But you know, I do a lot. I know most people, you know, we've been trained that this is wrong. We've been trained.
Dude, no, it's stupid. It's not smart. He's not mature, man.
We've been trained that you can buy. We've been told all our life you can buy a gun, you can own a gun, but you can't show it. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying.
That's all he did. He showed.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying. Well, let me tell you what I'm saying.
He did not point the gun at nobody.
Are you gonna let me tell you what I'm saying?
Nobody?
My position is this: you can have. It's not about the Second Amendment. It's not about if you can own a gun. It's about following the rules of your employer. That's it.
He did not break a rule. He did not break the rule. I
guarantee you. Okay, there's a code of contact clause inside his stuff. I guarantee it.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Why is it that every NBA player, damn near every one of them, veterans, people that's retired, are looking at him like he's crazy?
Because he's losing his money.
And why is he losing his money?
He's losing his money.
Stafford, why is he losing it? Why is he losing it though, Stafford?
Because Massa say you can't show your gun like we can.
You said Malcolm?
Massa.
No, dude, that has nothing to do with that.
Massa say
everything isn't about that, dude. This is not one of those cases.
That is. This is exactly one of them cases.
Well, then let me ask you this then. Okay, if that's the case, let me ask you this.
I just showed you a video of a whole governor who's over a whole state of people.
Let me ask you this. Didn't Gilbert Arenas get caught up in that shit too? He even saying Ja Morant is crazy.
You know why? Because he had one in the locker room.
Okay.
Gilbert Arenas had a gun in the locker room.
It still doesn't matter. You're not supposed. But see, you're not supposed.
That's totally different.
Listen, if even when I was in enlisted in the military and stuff and everything, there were certain things and behaviors that I couldn't do. Okay. I'm just telling you what it is, man. It has nothing to do with because the same rules would apply to a white dude. I don't see too many white dudes running around here in the NBA. I said in the NBA in the car with their friends brandishing guns. How many have you seen? You ever seen one?
I think on the issue, I think a lot of people not understand. I'm not saying this is something.
No, people. I
saying,
understand perfectly what you're saying, but you're.
Let me say
Okay,
what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
This is not something I would subscribe to my son, but at the same time, I'm saying to myself, damn, he didn't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He owns a gun and he held it up. I mean, like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. And I get what y'all saying. He's losing a lot of money, but that's his money. Our focus should be on why can't he show he got a gun? What's so wrong with him showing a gun? Why are we?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why aren't we putting pressure on the league?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because the first thing he did one time was brought a gun to a place he wasn't supposed to. The second thing he did is that he went to a mall, was gonna shoot some little kid or something over, with his mother or something like that. Right?
Allegedly.
These are the things. These are the things that's happening.
Allegedly. Again,
you're being disingenuous, Stafford.
No.
Come on, dude. Come on, stop it. Stop.
Do you trust the media?
I trust my eyes, man.
Okay. So you saw that happen.
I'm just telling you.
No, did you see that happen?
I'm just telling you, okay?
Did you see that happen?
I'm just telling you.
No,
I didn't see it exactly. No,
you didn't see it exactly. You got it from the media, and this is exactly what they do to black men. They portray you as a thug. You know, and I get it. We look menacing. We look menacing when we have a gun, but when a white man holding a gun, he's a patriot. When a black man holds a gun, he's a menacing thug.
Stafford, you just told me.
And they have ingrained that in our head.
You just told me yourself, Stafford, that you wouldn't even advise your son to do it.
Look, both say I'm being extra today.
You just told me yourself that you wouldn't tell your son to do it, man.
Yeah, because
now why wouldn't you tell him to do it?
When there's money involved, because he's losing a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, at the same time, I think the rule is wrong. I think they too harsh on black men.
You think they too harsh on black people?
Yeah. I think if you tell a man he can own a gun, you can't tell him he can't. Don't let nobody know you got a gun because they're gonna think you're a gangster. And that's
I didn't hear nobody from the NBA say that.
And that is, but they ain't gonna say it. But that's why they feel like he shouldn't have a gun.
But it's kind of hard to do that when you have a bunch of black players. It's kind of hard to say that when a bunch of black players and a bunch of veterans and ex-NBA players, all-stars, Hall of Famers, are saying that he's just as dumb. He's dumb too. It's kind of hard to say that that's what they're saying.
Let me.
I'm just telling you. Yeah.
I mean, everybody's gonna always toe the master's line. Whenever you work for master, you're gonna always toe his line. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna toe his, and I get it. And like I said, I'm not saying it's something he should do. I'm just saying it's something he shouldn't be in trouble about. You know what I'm saying?
If he broke their, all right.
It was for, I think he's stress management at the time. You know what, JC? The reason I asked him about the dad T is because that's important to me, right? If you got a son or a daughter out there that's making mistakes and doing certain things, you want to try to reel them in, no matter what the cost is. I had a son that had a college scholarship that was rolling, and this is everybody. Oh, it's taboo because now it's pretty much legal all over the place. It's so in terms of smoking cannabis, but he was in college smoking cannabis at the University of Nebraska. And I simply said, they say don't do it. It's not legal to do, regardless to what you can do it. You can buy it. They say no, don't do it. So I snatched his ass out of school so he can understand you're going to sit tight. Not only are you not going to embarrass yourself, you're not going to embarrass me, you're not going to embarrass the university, you're not going to embarrass the coaches. So you got to learn certain things. And once you learn those certain things, now we can get back on track. Now, Ja is a grown man making millions on top of millions of dollars. There's no need to sit there and be a friend and a homeboy. I'm your daddy. So I see the big picture. I'm not afraid of getting cut off on the money side, because if all of a sudden you're not able to do your job, you taking money from us as a family, as a group, any damn way. So I got to help you help yourself. I can't just sit back and sit courtside and get into confrontations with people or walk around and act like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I need to be able to recognize that dude hanging out with my son right now isn't it. That girl hanging out with my son right now isn't it. That guy representing my son isn't it. Let's sit down as a family and let's figure this out so we can get back on the right track.
And that's the mindset of most people, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I get it. You know, and I know y'all concerned about the young man losing his money, but ain't nobody went to the NBA and say, so why is this an issue with y'all?
It should be.
Who did he hurt?
It should be.
Did he point the gun in somebody's face?
It should
did
be.
He say,
you know what? You having a whole different.
Now, if he say, I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm gonna kill you, so and so.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a whole nother conversation. Okay. You're talking about a whole nother conversation now.
And this is the conversation we should be having.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you this. The NBA doesn't have to get mad.
I'm not worried about his money.
Okay,
he's not worried about his money. Well, I'm worried about it.
All right.
My issue is why is this wrong?
Okay. The issue is this then, in my opinion, too. Black people are just as upset with him, not simply just because of the money, because of, well, I'm going to say this. Me personally, if I saw my son listening to some trap music in the car with his friend and brandishing guns, I'm going to get in his ass. I mean, that's just what I'm going to do. I think that's one of the most immature, stupidest things that, you know how many people getting caught on damn Facebook and all this other shit, and they're using these damn videos to arrest and convict people? No, it's not cool. That's what he's doing wrong. He's making us look like we ain't got no damn sense and we can't handle certain types of goddamn money. And according to what I'm seeing, he probably can't. If I seen my son acting that way, I'm getting in his ass. He don't have to do that. Sit your little bony ass down. Simple as that. Because you ain't gangster at all. You ain't none of that. You can see it. He reeks. He reeks suburbs and all that shit all out his pores, man. You can't see that? He's not that.
I look like I
and these little kids, listen, these little kids that look up to him or see him in that position, they're gonna believe it. I don't believe it. Me and you don't believe it. We grown men. We see through it. That's who he is. That's not who he is. And these little kids gonna listen to. They gonna think it's okay. Ja Morant did it.
Let me ask you something. Who you think has these kids' attention more? Basketball players or rappers?
You know what? Okay. Let me answer the question. Let me answer the question. You gonna let me answer the question? You're gonna make noises.
And what do you think the rappers
are you gonna let me answer the question, or you gonna let me? And this is my answer. You know what's funny? Let me tell you what's funny. I know what the two top things are.
No,
let me finish. Let me answer the question.
I'll ask him responding to her comments. She say, "Let's stop embarrassing the culture." What culture? We got the worst culture in American history. We got the worst culture.
All right.
What culture are you talking about?
Okay, so let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. It's a double-edged sword what you just said. You know why? Because the top two things that's going to influence our kids, and it's sad to say, is what? It's going to be rappers, like you said. That's part of it. And what? Basketball. And guess what Ja Morant was doing? He's the basketball player listening to fucking rappers. And that's what these kids see. Get it?
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
All
But you know,
I understand. He didn't violate the Constitution. That's why his ass is not in jail. You understand what I'm saying?
And he also didn't violate the NBA.
Well, I can't say that they put something in his contract, but I'm probably like 99% sure that they put something in his contract saying if we see you doing this shit again, you're gonna be suspended. I promise you that. And look what happened. If they was wrong, they wouldn't have suspended him. They suspended him because it's probably in his contract.
They suspended him because the public didn't like it.
And how many people? Is it just white people? Let me ask you this.
The public
When you
like
say the public, is it just white America, or is
it?
when you say the public, is it just white America, black America, or just a whole bunch of mixture of people?
I think it's a mixture of people, but we've been
okay
trained.
Then. So that kills your argument about slave master and all that, right?
I haven't seen any white people come out saying he did wrong.
He don't have to. The black people have.
You know what I'm saying?
The black people has. And the white people did say it. You know how they said it?
We've been conditioned with the.
I'm going to tell you how they said it, Stafford. Let me tell you how they said it, Stafford. You know how they said it? By suspending his ass. That's how they said it. That's how they said it. By suspending him. Okay? Makes sense, don't it?
No, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. but I get it.
All right,
it don't
man.
make sense, but I get it. You know, I'm just saying what I'm saying. When this first happened, I said, "This stupid fool." Then I said, "No, I did." But when I sat back for a minute, then I started saying, "Well, damn, Trump held up a gun. Kemp held up a gun in a commercial." Then I say, "Well, hell, he just held up a gun." Now, if he's the owner of that gun, what did he do wrong? You know what I'm saying? So I understand the imagery of it, and we've been trained that when a young black man got a gun, he has bad intentions. Because that's just what we've been told. We've been fed that in the movies, and the news told us this. Black men, we only see black men, irresponsible black men with guns. We don't see a black man with a gun and say he's responsible gun owner. He has a gun. Whoop-a-doo. Yo, what you got a gun, dude?
So what?
Who cares?
You see, that's a different. Maybe we should have that topic next week.
Because, and I think
that's a whole different topic. I'm telling you, you're going a little bit deeper than what this Ja Morant thing isn't as deep.
I'm going a little bit deeper because I'm deep. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying that I'm giving you props.
And like I just told you, I looked at the surface of it like everybody else. Everybody else is on the surface of it. But when you dig deeper, I'm like, well, damn, he just held up a gun. When you look at you go deeper, damn, he just held the gun up. He didn't point it at nobody. He didn't threaten nobody with it.
If I sign a contract saying that I will not be brandishing guns on Instagram Live and I get caught doing it, I have to deal with the consequences.
Hey man, like I said, look, we can touch and agree on stuff, but you know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. I agree that, you know, if as far as his money and as far as their slave rules, that he should have did it if you want to play the game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, we gotta stop just abiding by the rule because they say it's a rule. And if a man is within his rights, he should be able to do what the hell he want to damn do. You can't tell a man he can own a gun, but you can't show it. So what is the problem? What's the problem?
Go against the rules just because it's a rule?
What's the problem? The problem is him showing the gun, not him owning the gun, right?
Yeah, and brandishing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not about him owning it at all. So that's why he wasn't arrested or nothing.
So he's in trouble for being black while showing a gun.
I'm not sure if it's just because he's black, man. I'm not sure because of that.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
What I'm gonna say is this,
because I just showed you a video of a white man in a whole commercial pointing the gun, and he pointed the gun at a little boy.
I'm telling you now that there's a difference.
But people voted for him.
The difference is Kemp does not work in the NBA, man. You keep forgetting that. And And another thing is that
Like, come on, bro.
70% of the fucking NBA is black, man. The
T,
vast majority of the NBA is black.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it. All I'm saying is there was nothing. He did nothing wrong by that.
He did. He broke their laws. He broke their rules.
I showed you the rules. That's not in their conduct policy. He went on. His season was over with. But like
all right, man. All right. I hear you, man.
We just shallow thinkers, man. And we'd rather go along with the program than to, see why is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Why are you all allowed to brandish a gun, but we can't?
Let me ask you something, Robert. Can I ask you something real quick? Let me ask you this real quick. Maybe this is a stretch. I don't know. Okay? There are certain things. Hold on. There are certain things that are allowed in my house, and there's certain things that's allowed in your house. Let's say that the NBA is your house, and the NBA is my house, right? Okay? One thing that I cannot have in my house, especially on certain areas in my house, and I take precautions to make sure it doesn't happen, is that I don't like people coming from outside, and it's an old Negro thing, coming from outside and walking around in their sneakers and shit up in my house. So I got nice stuff inside on the floors and stuff like that. In your house, you might not give a damn. Are you going to sit here and tell me that, well, I ain't going to come in your house, Stanford, because you don't let me wear my shoes? Am I wrong for that?
I'm gonna wear my shoes outside.
Am I wrong for me wanting you to do that in my house?
No, because that's your house.
Exactly. So the NBA, guess what? That's their shit. That's theirs. And there's things that they have to. No, he wasn't on NBA property. It doesn't matter if he's on NBA property or not. He's actually living. He's an ambassador of it. He's an ambassador of the NBA. When I was in the military, and we go into this foreign country, right? And I go out there in town, and I'm doing something, or I do something against the people out there in town and everything. I wasn't on the military installation. I was in town. I'm still going to get in trouble. It doesn't matter. I'm an ambassador because we are visitors in that country. It's the same thing. He is an ambassador wherever he goes. There's a responsibility when it comes with that kind of power. Simple as that.
I'm going to show y'all this one more time. I'm going to show you this. This is their word. This is the NBA.
Well, I didn't see it.
This is their word. This is their word. This is what the NBA say. Let me blow it up a little bit. This is what the NBA say. Can you see that?
Players from possessing firearms or similar weapons when present at a team or NBA facility or traveling on NBA-related business, such as road trips and, of course, flights. So it wasn't shocking that these investigations, especially occurred hours after the Denver Nuggets. What is that?
So did he violate by their own words? Did he violate that?
First of all, I'm going to say this. No, okay. Oh, let me finish. With that little spigot, that little piece that you seen just now. No, he didn't violate.
Bam.
Okay.
Now, and it stops right there.
No, you can't stop it right there.
And that's all I'm saying.
No. There's more to it than that.
All the other stuff is just feelings.
There is no, man. There is also certain behavioral clauses in the contract. There's also things like that. You are ambassador NBA, man. You can't act that way. That's also in there, but you only showing that little piece. You sort of like, this is what you're doing right now. Remember? This is what you're doing right now. You always hear people say shit like, you always hear people say stuff like,
what I'm doing, man. I just showed you their policy.
Okay, listen.
And you just
people say
agree that he didn't violate their policy.
People say people say
But you mad at him, though.
people say eye for an eye, and that's all they say. They never quote the whole damn thing. You understand? There's a whole bunch more to it than just that.
There you go with something
And
else.
that's what you just did, though.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what you just did.
There you go. Just like old boy said, Stafford, there you go again. You know where that quote come from, don't you? So, old Reagan, Stafford, there you go again.
There you go again.
But look, man, look. But I digress on that. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, on the surface, it don't look good. I agree, it don't look good. And they might do have something in the clause saying he can't do that. But they wrong for telling him he can't have a gun, whole show his gun. Look, y'all, I got a gun. I bought a new gun. Y'all. You bought a new gun. You exercising your constitutional right. You're a patriot. You should be a patriot like they are. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But you're a young black man with a gun, and society has already told us when we see a young black man with a gun, automatically default to the gangster. So most people are in their feelings about this.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
but
it's not that he's wrong.
So, but see, the thing is, the only flaw in the argument, I understand it, but the only flaw in it is that there's a lot of black people who feel the same way too, man. And another thing is this too. Is that we have our own prejudices too. If I see a damn white boy with a bald fucking head and some tight ass jeans and black boots, what am I gonna say? He a motherfucking skinhead, right? Doesn't necessarily mean he a skinhead, because he just could be one of them rocker dudes, because they dress like that too. And that's true.
There you go again.
I'm gonna let you know, man.
T-Bar said these kids out here killing each other, and the last thing they need is for someone that look up. Who looks up to a basketball player? Nobody look up to no basketball player, man. Come on, man. I told y'all. But we get jiggy with the rappers every day in the club.
You said nobody look up to a basketball player?
Don't nobody care about the rappers, but we worry about a basketball player.
You said nobody look up to a basketball player?
I know I didn't look up to Norm.
Okay, then say that you didn't. I didn't
look up to Norm.
I didn't either.
So what makes you think they do now? What makes you think they do now?
Dude,
and you can't say white kid because they parents.
No. Kids do look up to basketball players.
They parents teach them how to shoot guns at a young age.
You don't think there's a lot of kids out there right now look up to LeBron James and Allen Iverson when he was young, when he was playing, and Michael Jordan and all these? You trying to tell me they didn't look up to him?
I think this overblown. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think kids look up to basketball players?
I think they like them as basketball players, but not as role
What
models.
if it's kids that play basketball? What if it's kids that play basketball?
They like them as players, but not as mom and daddy figures. You know what I'm saying?
Look up to don't mean mommy and daddy figures. That could be just mentors, man.
You know, I don't think I'm saying, man, he did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I digress.
Well, you keep thinking like that.
And I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking the way you do. I just think you're just a surface thinker, and you in your feelings. And most of y'all in y'all feelings about it because the imagery and we're shell shocked about guns in our community. And I get it. We're shell shocked about guns in our community. But what he did was legal. What he did was legal. It was in his rights. He was not on property, NBA property, nothing like that on a trip. He was in the rules, and you all in your feelings. Get over it. It's a gun. They got them in every state. And the governor, they're gonna make them more accessible. They're gonna make them more accessible, and y'all ain't doing nothing about it. So don't put it all on him, because he's exercising his constitutional right to have a gun.
First of all,
y'all he got a gun.
Nobody's putting nothing out on no damn 20-something-year-old kid in the NBA, man.
I mean, look, for the last time, to protect his money, he shouldn't have did it. But it's not our money. Why we mad at it? It ain't our money. You know what I'm saying? Because
the reason why people are mad at him, because there are people who would die to be in his position. He fucking it up.
We should be saying y'all giving him a right to do this, but now you're telling him he can't do this.
They're not giving him. If they was giving him a right to do that, he wouldn't have got suspended, Stafford. What are you talking about? It's not about his rights.
He got suspended because y'all in y'all feelings. And
I
they
don't
know
own
y'all
the
in y'all
NBA.
feelings.
I
Y'all
don't
in
own
y'all
the NBA. You
feelings.
own the NBA?
Y'all in y'all feelings.
Do you own the Memphis Grizzlies? I think you bullcrap. I think you capping right now. Boy.
Hey, no, seriously though. When Kyrie did something, the Jews got in their feelings.
Well, that's their
You know what I'm
problem.
saying?
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
And this y'all problem. What he got to do with that?
What?
This y'all problem, y'all
Dude.
man. What y'all got to do with y'all man because he got a gun? But
All right, don't worry about it. You got your take on it. You got your take on it. I got mine. So,
but like I say, I was strive my kids to doing it, protect their money.
Steph, you buggers down.
On the surface, I get what everybody's saying, protect your money. But he did nothing wrong.
No, but it's more than money too. We can't have our kids sitting here thinking that that's cool. It's okay to do that. It's not. It's not okay to be. It's not okay to be on Instagram Live doing this, listening to some fucking trap music. It's not cool.
She said I never been a Jew. But anyway, man, we're gonna move on. Look, I'm not saying you're wrong, and I know I ain't wrong. You know what I'm saying?
An opinion is an opinion, man. I can't say you're wrong about your opinion.
See, like TJ said, it's perception. Damn it. I guess you pissed off. And you're exactly right. It's perception. That's all it is. In perception.
But like I said, it's more than perception. No,
perception.
I raised my kids. I raised my kid a little bit better than that.
Perception.
It's not just perception.
Perception ain't nothing but your feelings. When a white man with a gun,
it's a little bit more than perception for me.
Now, when you see a white man with a gun, your perception is positive toward him.
Nah, not really.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is. It is because they ingrained it in our head to be that way. But anyway, man, we're gonna move on to another story, man. Black guy get choked out in a New York subway. Another choke out death, and this guy actually got He says he got a GoFundMe. He's got millions of dollars, man. People think what he did was right. You know what I'm saying? Let me play this video, show y'all what I'm talking about. If y'all ain't heard about this story yet, it's crazy.
People are showing support for the Marine veteran who placed a subway rider in a deadly chokehold. Daniel Penny's lawyers started a defense fund for their client, and it is getting a lot of donations. We're talking about millions of dollars. Fox 5's Briella Tomasetti joins us with just how much has been raised so far and exactly what that money will be used for. Good morning, Briella.
Good morning to you, Dan. Daniel Penny's lawyers launched that defense fund on Tuesday, and in less than a week, thousands of donors raced to his aid, raising about $1.9 million so far. At one point, there was such a surge in web traffic, the site froze. It even had to be disabled for more than 1 hour. Meanwhile, lawyers for Jordan Neely's family say justice has yet to be served and are calling for a more serious charge against him. An attorney for Daniel Penny, the man charged with second-degree manslaughter in the subway death of Jordan Neely, maintained his client's innocence after he turned himself in at the NYPD's 5th Precinct Friday morning.
He's dealing with the situation, like I said, with the sort of integrity and honor that is characteristic of who he is, characteristic of his honorable service in the United States Marine Corps, and he has held up.
The 24-year-old Long Island veteran walked out in handcuffs just over 2 hours later and was arraigned at the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse. He was released on $100,000 bail. A crowdfunded defense fund for Penny has raised nearly $2 million. His lawyers launched it last week, explaining that most proceeds will cover legal fees and any extra money will be donated to a mental health advocacy program in New York City. Penny's defense team argues he was defending himself and others when he put Neely in a fatal chokehold on a northbound F train 2 weeks ago. The incident has sparked outrage and heightened political divisiveness across the city. Neely, a former Michael Jackson impersonator who has a history of mental health issues, homelessness, and a criminal record with more than 40 arrests, was reportedly behaving erratically and threatening other passengers before Penny stepped in. The medical examiner's office ruled Neely's death a homicide, prompting the Manhattan DA's office to investigate until senior prosecutors determined there was probable cause to arrest Penny.
Should Daniel Penny be charged with manslaughter? Absolutely. Because he acted with indifference.
A small group of mourners gathered in Washington Square Park following Penny's arrest. A GoFundMe page has been set up to pay for the costs of Neely's funeral, which will take place later this week. So far, it's raised more than $120,000.
Even though he couldn't smile, he made other people smile. That's who Jordan was.
So, again, y'all, another black man choked to death in broad daylight. Nobody stepped in and say, you can't do this. Now, they are using his service. They keep trying to highlight that he's served in the military. You know how American folk feel about people in the military, like they can't do nothing wrong. And I hate that this is the same thing they did to Brittany Griner, because one military guy got left in there. They felt like her life was useless. You know what I'm saying? But like I always say, I don't care if you served in the military or not, your life ain't no more important than mine. And we got to stop thinking that people serving in the military is more important than everyday citizen. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? The fact that he served in the military, people say he was justified for what he did. He choked a guy who had mental issues out on the train in broad daylight, and he didn't even get arrested that day. They had to protest to get that dude arrested. And it's just silly. It's stupid. And you got conservatives, all the conservatives coming out, they giving this man all kind of money for killing a man. You killed a man, and they using your service as, I guess if they say if you serve, your character is good. And then what they do to the black man, they bring up his history. He had 40 arrests, but they didn't tell you what he was arrested for. He probably just arrested for trespassing. He was a Michael Jackson performer. Now, how in the hell is a Michael Jackson performer, a threat to you? You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to bet you that man had that man on the ground, and he just saw him as a nigga. And let's just be honest about it. And it's the same thing about the Ja Morant situation. When we have guns and stuff, they see us as villains. They see us as a villain. We automatically the villain just because we are black. This man was a Michael Jackson performer. This man choked this man out in broad daylight, just like old boy did what's called up there in Minnesota. Choked him out, and they are using his service as saying he's a good character. He has good character. Just because you served in the military don't mean you got good character. What you think about that, Sanford?
What I do think is that this is the
what you over there cooking, man?
Trying to a little bit.
What you trying to cook?
Making the smothered pork chops.
Man, my prayers out to your kid, man. You know what I'm saying?
You crazy. Anyway, it's always going to be that way when it comes down to some type of white person who has stopped a black man from killing everybody or something. There's always going to be people on there who's going to rally to that person's cry.
But witnesses on the train say he wouldn't bother nobody.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that didn't happen. You are 100% correct. There is. It still does not have nothing to do with the people who's going to give money to his GoFundMe page. They don't care. They just know that another black dude has been murdered murdered somewhere. He's championing their cause. You understand what I'm saying? What's going to happen is that the United States got to be very careful, because you're going to have a whole bunch of vigilantes, worse than what it is now, thinking that they can go out there and just start killing black people. And the thing is, it ain't but so much that black people's going to take, and it's going to be a bunch of Nat Turners running around. You understand what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
Okay.
In the Josh situation, is the reason why there ain't gonna be a whole lot of Nat Turners.
Well, I'm talking about.
They got Negroes scared to have a gun. They got Negroes scared to let people know they exercise their constitutional right.
Well, you know, there's people out there. There are people out there. There's people out there who have them illegally, man, and they black and stuff. So I'm not too sure about that one. But I do know is that they got to be careful. And if they're not careful, it's gonna create some more problems. It's gonna be a problem that they won't be able to solve.
But let me ask you something. Why do military people get this good guy persona? You know what I'm saying? Like,
who said that? Who said that?
The fact that they keep saying he's a military veteran and all this, and they know that's
because I'm gonna tell you something.
They know that pulls certain people's heartstrings.
But let me tell you why. Let me tell you something. There's also a flip side to that coin, because on the same side of that coin too is that depending on the nature of a crime, they also will use it against you. They will also say, well, he was in the military and that's how he knew how to do this. And that then they'll use that to say that you use your training to create havoc. So there's also a flip side to that coin too. And lawyers are just doing what lawyers do. If I was a lawyer and a black guy was in the military and I'm defending him, I'm going to make sure that if his record and service was stellar, I'm going to bring that up. Right? If not, you wouldn't be that good of a lawyer, man, if you didn't do it. You got to bring it up. You see what the defense is trying to do is say that in his case, his training is what helped save them. That's why he was able to do, put him in that chokehold and all this other stuff. That's what they're going to say. But then the defense is but the prosecutor's going to have to say that maybe he has PTSD. He's going to get psych evaluations, everything to make sure that his mind was right. So it's a catch-22, man. There's also a bad side to that.
What's the bad side to it? The
bad side, I just told you. The bad side is this: is that they can use your training against you, your military training against you.
He's a trained killer.
Yeah, depending on what you did in the military. Yeah,
so he knew what he was doing.
It could be, or he could have been somebody in the military that did support work and stuff. Admin and shit like this. We got that too. There's certain things that I can't do. I was something else, I was what you call a combat engineer, and I know how to EOD, so I know how to do certain things too. But the thing is, and if somebody blew something up, and my name came up, you understand what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, well, he learned how to blow shit up in the military, right? And that works against me. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
So a lawyer is gonna, if he has a stellar military career. There's nothing wrong. He never got into any trouble. They're going to use that. They're going to look for that sympathy.
I think the question is, at what point do you feel threatened that you can kill a man? You know what I'm saying? At what point do you feel threatened that you can just
if you
kill
come
a
in my
man?
house, if you come in my house.
You keep talking about your house. That's your house.
No, you asked what point. You asked what point, Robert. That's why.
Okay, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying that's when I would feel that way. If bodily harm, immediate danger, risk of death or bodily harm, that's when. Now, if he wasn't, if the guy that was, the black guy wasn't doing any of that, he should get convicted. I don't think he should have held them in that chokehold that long like that.
So why so many people don't think he should be convicted? Because I think, and I think the military part of it is, I think that's why they add the military part in it to kind of get sympathy.
I don't think that the people
that America just look at military guys like they are like foolproof people. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think so. There's a lot of military people in jail, man. There's a lot of military people in jail. That's not true. I know a lot of cops that are ex-military and they arrest a lot of military. That's not true at all, man. It's propaganda what you're doing. You should
I'm saying, maybe there's just perception then.
It is.
Maybe there's just the perception of it. Like y'all say about Ja. The perception of it is he's a black man with a gun. He shouldn't have it. He's a thug.
But that's not what happened in this case. Black dude didn't have a gun. He was
exactly. But in the white guy's mind, he was a threat because he was a black guy.
Because black people have,
because the media has trained him that he's a black man, he could be a threat.
Well, then that's another problem, then, don't you think?
Yeah, that's exactly the problem.
Yeah, that's another problem.
And that is what I'm trying to tell y'all. We let people build a perception of us, and we go along with it.
Well, but Robert, with Ja Morant, if you're talking about Ja Morant, that's something else.
You brought up Ja Morant again. I'm just saying this is how it is. Period.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
But since you said it, that is an example. You know what I'm saying? But since you said that is an example, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the perception that he's a gangster. He may not, and everybody know he's not a gangster. So why are we mad? We know he ain't gangster. You know, let me go back to that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go back to that. You know what I'm saying?
We won't go back to that. We won't go back to that. You funny, man.
Let's just say the media. That's the way the white man. That's the way of the white man when it comes to black. And you're exactly right. And I've been telling y'all the media trains us how to think. The media tells us how we should feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The media tells us how we should feel from the movies and the news. They only show the gangster black men. They don't show responsible black men at the shooting range. You know what I'm saying? So when we see a young black man with a gun, I keep referring back to that. I can't help because this is just part of the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think that's a completely different thing from Ja Morant, man. I'm just gonna let you know that. That's completely. You're right though, but it's different from Ja Morant, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Ja Morant had a right to do what he did. The guy on the train didn't have a right to do what he did. But he's getting more love than Ja Morant.
Yeah, I don't think it's just the media though. When it comes to that, I think it's white. A lot of white people been thinking like that and acting that way for fucking hundreds of years.
T, are you giving in to me a little bit? You say you agree to a certain degree. Are you giving in a little bit?
He might be. I mean, I said, you're saying something. I mean, what you said wasn't like what you said wasn't true.
Yeah, and that was my only thing with Ja Morant. Should he protect his money? Yeah, but did he do anything wrong? No. You know what I'm saying? So why are we killing everybody? We need to be killing the people. We need to be killing the people who are making the perception about us.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be a lot of people, man. You know, that's gonna be a lot of people, man. That's a battle that at the time, and right now, at this time and moment, I don't think I would want to fight right now.
And this guy,
the battle I would talk about the fight is rather how we raise our children and how we get them to where they don't be on Instagram live waving and brandishing weapons, listening to trap music. That's the battle I would rather fight.
Well, I would like to think everybody think they're raising their kids right.
Well, but we know that they don't.
Most people would, you know what I'm saying? My son have been to jail before. I think I'd raise him right.
I'm not talking about you.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? When you're young, you do immature things. You know what I'm saying? You do immature things.
Yeah.
But I don't think what he did was maybe immature in the sense of you protecting your money, but it wasn't outside of the boundaries that we ain't never seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially in America, in this culture, in this gun culture, you know what I'm saying? America owns half of the world's guns.
I think it might own more than that. To be honest with you. Shit. We a gun-toting state, ain't we? Gun-supporting city, I mean country. So
my video freezing up and shit. What's going on there?
I see you.
Am I moving?
Oh no, you're not. You're not.
I'm froze. Yeah, I'm froze on my screen too. Let me go out and come back. Damn, I messed up my whole screen. Come on now. You hear me? You can't see. You hear me? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this camera here. Give me a little second. Okay, y'all. I'm back. I don't know what happened to this thing, man. If y'all see me holler at your boy, man, say what's up. You know what I'm saying? If y'all see me back on the screen, y'all say what's up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. I guess, you know what I'm saying? They got tired of me talking about this stuff. I guess they got tired of me talking about how bad they is. But anyway, y'all. Appreciate it. But anyway, y'all, I want to talk about this. Last thing I want to talk about is are y'all still motivated to vote? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but for the first time in a long time, I'm really not motivated to get out and vote, man. In the upcoming election, I'm just not motivated, man. I'm just not motivated for what's coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Trump should be president. I don't think Joe Biden should be president. They ain't putting nobody else out there who can run against these cats. First of all, I think we need to move. I think the one of the reasons I don't want to vote for Joe Biden is he lied. He said he would give us a lot of things that we needed. He still hasn't passed the John Lewis Voting Right Act. He hasn't did the George Floyd Police Reform Act, and that was one of the reasons why we voted for him. That was one of the reasons why we voted for him. So, you know, I don't think I'm motivated to get out and vote, man. And I used to be a strong advocate for voting. I used to be a strong advocate for getting out voting, man. But I'm just not motivated to vote. I'm just not motivated to vote, and I don't think I'm going to vote. But I'm not going to tell anybody else going to go vote. I'm just not motivated. It's almost like it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Do I want Trump to be president? Hell no. But do I want Biden? Biden is already the oldest president ever. Biden is already the oldest president ever. And he got 2 more years left in the White House. And the man can barely walk. The man looks like he can barely walk. I ain't never seen nobody fall up the steps. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I wish Joe well. So tell me, are y'all feeling really motivated to get out and vote? And I think this is how Trump gonna win because we're not motivated to vote. But like, what the hell we voting for? We ain't getting nothing that we want. They're not even mentioning reparations. They're not even mentioning things that are important to us, things that we would like to see. She say Joe messing up big time. Yeah, Joe is messing up big time, man. The Democrats as a whole are messing up big time. They are the Democrat is one of the dumbest party I ever seen. They do not know what to do with power. The Democrats do not know what to do with power. And that's just my take on it, man. I'm not motivated to vote. I'm not trying to discourage nobody else from voting. I've been thinking about this every day. Like, why are we voting? Why we keep allowing the Democrats to come to our community and beg us for votes? And then when we put them in office, we get nothing specific for our community. And I used to argue with Jermaine on this show all the time about that. And And I'm coming around to think that Jermaine is right. They're not doing nothing for us specifically. Two little things, it was two things that they could have did to keep black folks coming to the polls. And that the John Lewis Voting Right Act to protect our right to vote and the George Floyd Police Reform Act, something that needs to be done. It needs to be some kind of reform. You know what I'm saying? It is that simple. When Republicans want to do something, they just go do it. The Republicans changed the whole vote. They changed a whole lot of voting laws, and there wasn't even no voting problem. They did it because they had the power. And that's how Republicans do it. When a Republican want to do something, they unite and do it. They don't care what nobody else think about it. Whenever the Republicans want to do something, when they get power, they just do it. They take over. When Obama was president, he had a chance to put another Supreme Court justice in there. But the Republicans, they voted, they wouldn't even bring it to the floor. They wouldn't even bring it to the floor. They wouldn't even let nobody vote on it. Because they had the power to do that. But when Democrats get the power, the Democrats came to the black community. They say, we need y'all. We need y'all. We need y'all to get out and vote for us. We're going to get y'all this. We're going to get y'all that. We're going to get y'all this. We got them the White House. We got them the Congress. We got them the Senate. They had all three branches of government. And they did absolutely nothing for the black community. Only thing they did is replace one liberal judge with a black judge. That's all they did. And that's all they're telling us. Well, we got Kamala Harris as VP. We got Ketanji Brown as a Supreme Court justice. Well, how is that helping us? How is that helping us in life? That ain't helping us. We got absolutely nothing. She said Republicans are all about the money, and they still have a rope around our necks. No, and it seems like both parties got the rope around our neck, to be honest with you, T. And I get what you're saying. But right now, both parties got the rope around our neck. You know what I'm saying? We got both parties with the rope around our neck. And I think we need to lose the rope from both parties. You know what I'm saying? Because neither party is doing nothing for us. But the Democrats are telling us they're going to do something for us, and they're not doing it. They had three branches of government. They did absolutely nothing with it. They did not pass the George Floyd Act. They could have. He said he was going to do that the first 100 days. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, Joe. We ain't got the George Floyd Police Reform Act yet. We ain't got the John Lewis Voting Right Act done yet. And nobody won't even mention reparations. Is something that they promised black folk. It's something they owe us. People talk about reparations like it's something we begging. We're not begging for reparations. Y'all got that on paper. You know what I'm saying? Nobody won't even talk about reparations. And those are things that are specific for the black community, for us, and that we can't get, that they haven't produced for us. But they keep coming to our community every election cycle, telling us how important it is to vote. How important this election is. Every time it's time to vote, they tell us how important it is to vote. But when we vote for them, they don't give us nothing that's important to us. And at some point, we got to be tired. At some point, we got to break the rope from around our neck. We got to break the rope from both parties around our neck. I'm beginning to be like my boy Jermaine now. We got to get these ropes all around our neck and focus on our own community. Because we're not going to get help from these politicians. They're not going to help us. They just want us to put them in office so they can steal more money and tell more lies. And that's all. And that's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take on it, and I stand by it. And listen, y'all, we had some good conversation today, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? And also, y'all, I want to thank everybody who support me, who came out for the show who came out for the show. Yeah, you're right. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And the knowledge I'm giving out today is we need to leave these Democrats alone. If they ain't gonna do nothing for us, we're gonna leave them alone. We do people like that. We know if they don't do nothing for us, we cut them off. You know what I'm saying? If our neighbor keep coming to our house borrowing money, borrowing sugar, borrowing eggs, but when we go to their house, we know they got it, and they don't want to give us nothing. They don't want to loan us nothing. We're going to cut that neighbor off. We're going to cut that neighbor. We're going to start kicking it with it. We're going to stop messing around with that neighbor because they using us. We're going to think that neighbor is using us. So why can't we have this same mentality with the Democratic Party? They're using us. They're never going to ever give us something specific for us. And every time they do something, it's for white women. It's for minorities. It's people. I don't think we hear that black and brown. Who are black and brown? Who are brown? Who are the brown people? Why every time they bring up something for us, they mention somebody else too? Black and brown, the women, the gays. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we just make something specifically for Black Americans? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And I don't have nothing against any other group that I just named. But everybody else is fighting for their own self. But we try to, but they lumping everybody else in with us. And we never get what we need. But they keep coming to our community every election cycle. Well, we're not Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? We need something for Black people. We need, now they say black and brown. No, Black. We need something for Black. Our community save your campaign. The Black community save your campaign, Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But where is the George Floyd Police Reform Act that you told us you were going to do in 100 days? Where is the John Lewis Voting Right Act that you said you'd get done in 100 days? And y'all don't even mention reparations. Like I just said, we just wasting our time. And they trick us every election. They tell us, oh, y'all better get out and vote for us, or the Republicans going to do this. Republicans going to do that. Y'all better get out and vote for us. Well, so what? So what? Y'all ain't doing nothing to stop it. We gave y'all 3 branches of government. We gave y'all the White House, the Senate, and the House. You did absolutely nothing for Black people. Then you came back around, you let them take over the House. And now they're going to block everything you do because you should have did it in your first 2 years. You did absolutely nothing, and you need to go. If they don't get nobody else to replace Joe Biden, I won't be out there. And I don't care if Trump the president or not. That's just my mentality now. I'm sick and tired of getting out here voting for people who do absolutely nothing for Black people. And like I was about to finish saying a minute ago, I appreciate those who came out to my show Saturday, y'all. If y'all missed it, man, your boy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just saw some respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, listen, but I appreciate y'all's support. I really do. I appreciate y'all showing up for your boy. You know, a lot of times, in my own head, I see how people they want you to support what they do, but then when you need them to support what you do, they don't show up. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't mad. It's because God always gonna put the right people in the right places. God always gonna make sure my needs are taken care of. Only thing I'm saying, y'all miss a treat. Y'all miss a good show. Because when I put that mic in my hand, it's like a cape on my back. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate those who showed up. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. And thank y'all for tuning in to this show. I really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not a crazy man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still sane. I'm going to tell nobody that Robert went crazy. You know what I'm saying? I just like to provide different points of views of things. I just like to get people to think a certain way sometimes, right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at both sides of the coin. And that's what I try to do, man. This is an open forum. Anybody is welcome on here to give their opinion. You see how Stanford did. Hey, bless you too, man. And I welcome people's opinion. I just like to hear other people's opinion, and I just like to, just add something new to it. Give you a different perspective of what's going on. Like I say, Ja Morant, he probably shouldn't have did what he did, but the NBA probably shouldn't have a rule that they have, especially when a man has a right to own a gun. If you have a right to own a gun, don't tell me I can't show my gun. It's my right. A gun is not illegal. Outstanding citizens when they own a gun. And like I said, y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. Tell somebody about the show. Come back. If y'all got a topic y'all want to talk about, inbox me. Say, hey, man, this is a good idea. Let's talk about this. And we can do it, man, because this show really is about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me. I'm just the guy who like to run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, peace out. I love y'all. And guess what? You can't do nothing about it. Peace.